What's up? It's your boy, it's your man, it's your dude, Harry Lately, back with another episode of The Never Late Show, episode 7 to be exact. And today we're going back to Tezos, back to Hen, for an artist I think who's one of the most thoughtful artists, one of the most critical thinking artists that I've seen in the NFT space. Now, I think art should make you feel things, but it should also make you think. And this artist, captures that in the majority of his pieces. Um, you know, I call him in my circles the Charles Bukowski of the NFT space because it's raw, it's uncut, it really challenges the state of the union that we are with our relationship with technology, the immersion into this digital society. It really challenges us to take a step back and be accountable for how much we value being on social media, being on these digital devices. So without further ado, it's none other than Die with the Most Likes. All right, folks, now let's get into the art. Now, as I mentioned, the artist's name is Die with the Most Likes, and even the name alone is challenging us. As we strive for more likes, for more subscribers, I'll never ask you for either, but I hope that you just enjoy the content. But die with the most likes. Like, people are literally trying to die with the most followers and most likes, and somehow value that more than they do their, own relationships with their family members. So I really think that this artist will make you think. Some may argue that these pieces are a little dark, and for me, I like it. I like the fact that it challenges me. I like the fact that it holds me accountable in terms of, again, my usage of digital devices, my usage of social media. So that's why I really appreciate, the level of the depth of these pieces and the level of thought. So getting into the art here, you can see Art Gnome as it's Meat Gnome, I guess, with his Club NFT headband. And I'll scroll through a couple of pieces, but there's a few that I want to highlight just so you can get an idea of the level of thought and creativity that this artist executes with his pieces. So you can just get a feel for the aesthetic as I scroll through um, the pieces here. And there's four essentially that I want to call out so you guys can see as I mentioned, again, our relationship with technology. So let me get into the first one. It's called NFT thrusting. And again, as many folks as I see on NFT Twitter, just talking about flipping and sales and all of those things. I mean, hey, if that's what you're into, that's what you're into. But just like the dopamine that you get from just being on Twitter and just talking about these sales and you flip this and flip that and I'm gonna 10x and 100x. It's just like this, to me is like a humorous look at like how we probably look to somebody outside of the space. So I just really appreciate this piece. This is called Distillation of Happiness, or Distillation of Happy, excuse me. And again, that same temporary feeling or perceived happiness that we get from being on our devices and being on social media. So again, it's simple, but it gets like a really impactful point across, at least in my opinion. Piece three that I like to go over, again with that dopamine effect, and it doesn't, these social media platforms really take the place of drugs in a sense, of narcotics. Like the same, you get the same dopamine effect from being on these platforms, as you would doing narcotics. So again, simple aesthetic, but it really highlights like, what we're going through as a global society right now. Um, this one's called Collect Until You See Bone. So again, and I'm guilty of it too, guys. Like, this is the thing. I don't think this artist, because it's ironic, like these pieces are on these are NFT pieces. They're on digital platforms. They're being sold, bought and sold online. So I mean, essentially, like, this person is participating in it too. But I think he's also, putting himself in check, or making fun of himself, or just again being a mirror to reflect like what we're doing, and just like the activity, like how much we're on our phones and digital devices. I really like this piece. And this last one is called The Circle of Like. um, and I call it You Are What You Eat. And just, how much we're, engaging on these digital platforms, and how we, in some cases or most cases, need to, unplug. So again, these are just some of the pieces in the collection that I really adore. I really like. I really appreciate the artists and what they're trying to do. So if you want to connect with Die with the Most Likes, here's the Twitter page. 4,300 followers. Come on, guys. Like, to me, I think long term, because I'm going to be in this space for a long term. I hope that you guys are going to be in this space for the long term. Um, Long term, I think these pieces are going, to be critical, not even just from Die with the Most Likes, but others who are really, showing us, a reflection of ourselves that we may not, top of mind, that may not be top of mind to us day to day. So again, if you want to connect with Die with the Most Likes, uh, at Toads Wyback, I think is the Twitter handle. And yeah, please go support. Let them know, how much you appreciate what they're doing. This has been episode 7. Peace.